Hey you guys, welcome back to Fun Facts About Fasting, and today's episode 15. And we're going to be talking about how does fasting get portrayed in the media. So a quote from a friend of mine who I follow on LinkedIn quite a lot, Ben Azadi, actually mentioned this in a episode that we have recorded, which is going to be released in this series so far, so stay tuned for that. A little interview that I did with him, and he actually mentioned if fasting was a paid medication, it would be worth billions and billions of pounds. So the reason is, why does fasting not get as much as an attention as you should do on the media, on social media, on the front page news, as other kind of top line medications get? Now the answer is actually quite obvious. Fasting is free. It is actually incredibly difficult to monetize or patent fasting because it's not a supplement. It's not a therapy. It's not a type of diet. It's a type of changing the way that you eat. And a lot of the kind of key informations are found on the internet. Experts like Ben Azid help people to try and optimize fasting or try to make sure they eat certain foods or have coaching in terms of, if you've got problems with fasting, what can you do? And that's where essentially there's an industry or there's a business in kind of the health and wellness area. But one of the main reasons why fasting isn't portrayed as much as it should do, in my opinion, on social media, but even mainstream media, TV media, radio media, is there isn't much money to be made. You know, if you look at sports drinks, supplements, nutritional supplements, or big companies that pump out products that people can buy, of course they are going to be on advertisements, they're going to be on billboards, they're going to be on YouTube commercials. I'm not monetized yet, so you won't see any of those on my channel, but it gives you an idea as just because something is free, it doesn't get well publicized as much as something else. Now, as a researcher, it's our job to be as objective as possible and not biased towards anything. Now, you may see on the news there's on the one side, we should see in this series so far, especially this week, about looking at fasting with TV doctors and nutritionists, which is going to be the subsequent episodes. But in this kind of episode so far, you'll see articles about the benefits of fasting is really good, but also how fasting can be misleading, how fasting can be dangerous, etc. Now, media is, in all intents and purposes, for several purposes. One is, the more people who stay tuned to the channel or the report, the more money they earn. It's quite simple, it's quite obvious. So the media want to make sure that they grip you. And sometimes, as we know, some reports are not always as truthful as they should be. And as researchers, we are depicting every single bit of that report or that talk to where was the results, where was the articles, where was the evidence, where was the research. So although those are the kind of negative viewpoints about how fasting is portrayed in the media, because it's free, you can't monetize it, you can't make much money off it. The other thing is that's really important is we have social media, and we all can actually make a difference to voice our appreciation or our support for the benefits side of fasting. And it's not just about supporting me in this series. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. But if you do believe fasting is actually quite useful, it's quite beneficial, it's something everybody can do in some capacity, shape or form, then voice it. Share your opinions on social media, share your opinions on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, WhatsApp broadcasts, or share these videos or other people's videos who talk about fasting, because that's how we can get the word out even more. Because I genuinely do believe fasting has some purpose and some benefit for everybody in some way, shape or form. It doesn't have to be extreme, doesn't have to be so long. It can be little bits in every week. You might know about the 5-2 diet, about 2 days of fasting and 5 days of eating. That's a form of fasting that can help limit certain risk factors for certain conditions. So in the concept of this episode in terms of fasting and media, if you do think fasting is a great idea, comment down below, share these videos, or if not, share other people's videos who are even better than I am in terms of talking about fasting. Share on Instagram, share these your stories or your opinion as well, because the more we talk about it, the more people hear about it and the more people that can potentially benefit. So that is it for today's episode about fasting and media. Try and do your bit to share the benefits of fasting. If you want to summarize some of these episodes, please do so. If you want to get in touch with me about how can I share these videos or other people's videos, let me know. You can find me on Instagram at amir.phd, and I'll be more than happy to help you and work with you to get the word out about the benefits of fasting. But anyway, I shall see you for episode 16 soon. Take care.